In a world in crisis, can three idiots find hope in the darkest of places? Will love conquer all, or will hate win out in the end? This is a show called Hate.
Well, hello, and welcome to A Show Called Hate, a podcast in which we explore love, hate, and everything in between in search of greater meaning and perhaps a little perspective. I'm John.
I'm Nick.
I'm Chris.
Well, we've just been we've been talking for maybe half an hour off air. We suppose we should make it official and turn the microphones on.
It was all really funny. It was probably
Great
Yes.
content.
It was probably some of the best work we've ever done.
It's the best podcast we've never recorded.
Oh yeah.
Some would say.
Keep them guessing.
The
That's
lost
what you want.
episode.
Yeah.
What what it was about, the conversation.
Yeah, it's
or should
like-
we just tell them?
We could.
It's about Sonic the Hedgehog.
I think it's important we tell them it's about Sonic the Hedgehog because this is preceding our next special episode, which I presume is actually going to be the next episode.
I love the way you say like a very special
It's
episode.
It's going to be
very, very special.
It's like the episode where we talk about, if the issues in today's episode have affected you, please
Yeah.
call this number.
Yeah, it's kind of like a YouTube apology video.
We're apologising literally 2 weeks in advance.
We are.
Isn't
Yeah.
it terrifying to believe that when we next sit down to record an episode of our decidedly average podcast, A Show Called Hate, we will all have seen Sonic
We'll
the
be in a
Hedgehog.
post Sonic the Hedgehog
Yeah.
world.
The world will change.
It will always be, where were you?
Yeah.
Because
moment.
I remember when the news first came out, and it was like that.
I remember where I was.
I remember exactly. It's just like when Michael Jackson died,
Yeah.
and it's like I genuinely just thought this was actually never going to happen, though.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, right, a Sonic movie.
But it's not. But it's
We're
also,
here now.
But it's also not as if I may be guessing here. I'm imagining you weren't losing sleep at night, imagining when is this going to happen.
Well,
No, I suppose I wasn't.
No,
Much.
but
I've lost
I-
sleep since the first trailer came out.
Certainly, most people have, I think.
every night. Oh, he's back.
He's here. I just see him for a split second at the foot of my bed.
You're not the real Sonic.
I
Got
think,
human teeth.
I think we can. Are they going to go down? Now, we were talking off air about the burning question: will the Chaos Emeralds
Appear in the film.
appear?
Everyone's asking that question.
Even if they're just mentioned, alluded to.
Well, if they're not,
Maybe it'll be a post-credit scene.
no, the post-credit scene will be Knuckles rising out of the shadow.
No, it's got to be Tails,
It'll be
because we haven't
Tails.
even had Tails, have we?
I think you're getting
Yeah.
ahead of yourself, John.
Yeah, but
Who cares about Tails, you're going to say, aren't you? That's what you're going to say.
well, yeah.
He's
let's
my
be
favourite
honest.
Sonic the
Let's
Hedgehog
be
character.
honest. But it's like
He's a little shithead.
He does have a plane, though. Do you have a plane?
He has a
Why
plane.
does he need a plane?
and he can
That's a
fly.
very good
Yeah.
point. He can only glide in the game, though, can't he? actually fly.
Well, he's
fly.
not real.
Tails
What?
can fly in
What?
the game.
Oh, you mean like?
When you control Tails,
Yes.
you don't get to fly wherever you want.
Well,
Within reason. Within reason.
Well, in
Which
that popular recent game, Sonic Mania.
I haven't played, which I should.
They-
Never
it-
heard of that.
Oh,
Look who
sweet,
you're talking to.
oh, sweet child. Well,
Yeah, but you played the original Sonic.
yes.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You'd like Mania because it's exactly like that.
I would
As in, like,
that
after
then.
years
But
of
a new
making shitty, horrific
The same,
games.
same but different.
Yeah, like as in, yeah. It's like
back to
Sonic
its
3.
roots.
I've not heard of that.
And you'll like this.
Okay.
Was it Sonic Mania 2? Did they do a sequel? But
I don't
they
think
did.
they did a
brought
remake. They did a I don't know.
a
They just did
remastering. Or something.
remastery or something like that.
They brought in two new
Oh.
playable characters.
Go on.
See if you can guess.
I'm going to guess that it's Mighty the Armadillo and
Yes.
Ray the Squirrel.
Oh, you fucker! You do know what I'm
no, I
talking
don't.
about.
I know that.
You
I
hit
know.
both of them.
Yeah,
You completely got it right.
Yeah, no, I believe you. I'll tell you why.
Oh, we're right.
Okay, yeah. Because I remember playing an arcade game
Yes.
years and years and
Yes.
years ago that had Sonic, Mighty, and Ray the Squirrel.
And
I don't know. And
Knack the Weasel.
okay,
He was in it.
but I remember I went to Sega World in
Nerds.
London, and there was a big old arcade game, and those were the three playable characters that I remember.
But it's still
anyway.
interesting that your brain went there.
Isn't it?
Yeah. But what I was going to say is that because in the new one they've got you play as Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails with the classic gameplay.
Yep.
Sonic, he's got to go fast.
He does.
You know, like you know.
Oh, you know
You
it.
know, yeah.
Give me some.
That boy goes fast.
Yeah, boy.
Knuckles can glide.
Yeah.
And climb.
and climb.
Yeah.
Tails can fly. Yeah, so Tails can go up.
He can right. He
Yeah,
can ascend.
but you have to keep hammering the button.
Oh, right. Okay.
But then Ray can glide as well, but it's a different
'Cause
type.
he's like
of,
a flying squirrel.
yeah, it's like a
kind of
different
thing.
type of gliding.
Great. And the armadillo can do
He
what?
can go like up and down. I think.
Isn't
Okay.
Mighty just very strong?
Yes,
What can he do then? Punch the ground?
I can't remember what. I genuinely can't remember what he can do.
I don't think he's that good a
Do-
character.
do
He's not
the-
very compelling.
Do the listeners of this podcast know about you guys' relationship with Sonic the Hedgehog? And
That's
how
a very
important?
that's a very personal matter.
Yeah.
I know,
actually, yeah.
and I think we
I
should.
don't.
get
I
out
don't.
of
Like,
it.
I don't like to talk about
I think we
it.
should air your dirty laundry.
Well, we have our whole library of Sonic-based characters to draw.
We
upon.
do hundreds.
This is the thing, because I just think it's very important for the narrative and the world building of our show, because everyone knows Christopher Ray as the man who doesn't like or play video games.
Correct.
And yet here he is
And yet here
talking
we are.
very knowledgeably about Sonic the Hedgehog
Thank
characters.
you.
That might be very confusing to some
well,
of our
Chris-
listeners.
Yeah.
Chris-
It's confusing to me,
I
actually.
know.
Yeah.
Chris Ray was a very different person when we met. You know, he became hard.
I
and
change my personality depending on who I'm with.
You became very cold and
Yeah.
aggressive in later years.
Yes.
But no, Sonic the Hedgehog was a pretty big part of our childhood.
I would
we
say so.
loved the games. We made our
I have
fan
great
comics.
affection for Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah,
And you had your own continuity of characters, didn't you?
we certainly did.
That were in the style of...
Inspired homage.
What was your character's name, John?
Go on.
I had many characters.
No,
what
but
was
the-
your main
You
character's
know the
name,
main
John?
one we want to ask about.
His
What was his name, John?
Just say his name. Go on.
John, remind people what you do, like semi-professionally. You're a comic book writer.
Yes, he is a writer.
I was.
Now,
Until
what
the-
was your first character's name?
His name was Donick.
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 And
Yeah.
what inspired that name?
It's impossible to know.
What
Yeah.
animal was he?
He was a.
Go on.
He was a porcupine. Oh god! It's a porcupine. It's a very different
Very,
animal.
very different creature.
Found on completely different hemispheres of the planet.
Which I'm sure you said a lot
Indeed,
to
he
defend
was-
your
yeah.
choice.
He was purple.
He was purple. Sega ain't got shit on that.
To be fair, he was a scientist.
Thank you.
So that's the key
To be
difference
fair,
between the
he
two.
was a side. Okay, fine, yeah.
But like, all as any aficionado of Sonic and indeed art will know,
Indeed.
all Sonics and his associated woodland friends were really just two balls stuck together with arms and legs.
Exactly.
Like, if
One
you could-
bigger ball than
If you could
another.
draw one,
Yeah.
you could draw the others.
Exactly. You just make sure they have one eyeball with two pupils.
I always drew the eyes
Yes.
first.
It's a good place to start.
Yeah.
I think.
The big old eyes when I was drawing them.
For the record, I am also a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog, the classic games, but I was never this.
Yeah, we
I
were
was never,
obsessive.
I was never one of these people
Yeah.
that you guys are.
Well, we did,
My guy was called Styx.
which was actually, thinking back, quite original.
And now there is a character in Sonic called Styx.
But they're very different, aren't they?
They're very
'Cause
different.
The actual Styx is a girl.
a lady.
And it's spelled differently.
And it's spelled actually Styx. Mine was Styx with an X.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, 'cause you know
because
it's cool.
90s.
And he was like a ninja
He was
wildcat.
a ninja wildcat.
And his fur color was the one pencil in the set of crayons
Yeah.
that no one used because
Yeah.
it was like the mauve red.
Oh,
I don't want to suggest that that's the only reason he was that colour.
But
It
it
was
was,
a good-
always
it was a good
sharp.
colour.
that
Yeah.
pencil, let's be honest.
But-
He was a fierce kind of mauve with a black sort of
fierce
karate. Yeah, with like a black
Never heard that
uh,
said.
like karate.
like a gi, it looked
Yeah,
like
sure,
pajamas kind of.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
yours was fully clothed.
He was clothed.
What
yes.
about yours?
Well, you
He
see,
got jeans by the end, didn't
you
he?
see, when you're as big a player in the Sonic the Hedgehog fandom as I am, you it's a big debate. You know, the clothes on, clothes off. You know,
Because Amy wears clothes.
she does.
Yeah.
Yes, she's not like that Sally Acorn hussy who was like Sally Acorn.
But is that their clothes? Like, is Sonic wearing clothes?
No.
So
Sonic's got
where's
blue
his,
fur.
Where's his peen?
Oh, it's probably tucked into a papoose.
Do hedgehogs' his peens going back inside them?
No, he's got 20 of them. They're all on the top of his head. we're all bladed.
I don't want to get into the anatomy of Sonic characters, but I will.
Well, Nick, to answer your question.
Sally Acorn.
Yeah, Sally Acorn. Okay, so there was, the split of Protestants and Catholics,
Indeed.
there was and, just as contentious, there was a split in the Sonic comic adaptation
Oh.
where Sega licensed Sonic to this weird little company in the UK that makes Sonic the Comic,
Yep.
and also to Archie Comics in the US.
So we had two running different
yes, completely
timelines,
unrelated own fandoms. Now, do you remember the cartoon as a kid?
I remember a few Sonic cartoons.
I remember two specifically.
And there was
one was like the comedy one.
Yes.
Where Robotnik was a bit of a idiot.
And the other was?
The other was the one with
Underground?
Sally Acorn.
So, do you remember that one with Sally Acorn? Blue Streak, pass by.
And he was more
Sonic the Hedgehog.
he was more competent.
It's not helping at all, like
No.
you might think it was.
But and they were like a freedom fight, and that was like the grittier.
Sonic,
Oh, God.
he can really move. Sonic, he's got
Okay.
an attitude.
Yeah,
Okay.
is
I
that
don't need
not
any more
coming
of
back
this.
to you? No.
Nope.
Okay,
It was
so
on Channel 4.
that was based on the US Archie comics continuity.
And who's Sally Acorn?
Sally Acorn was his kind of love interest.
And she didn't wear clothes.
No, she wore a jacket, which
did.
somehow made it worse.
Yeah, it does make
Yeah.
it worse. Yeah,
She was like a sexy.
She was sexy.
squirrel fox woman
Yeah.
with like a puffer jacket, sleeveless
Because it was
puffer
the
jacket,
Oh, right, definitely.
And
like Rogue.
and like red hair and
Yeah.
boots.
Red hair and boots. But she had red hair, but she had fur, I guess.
Yeah, she
all
did
over.
have a kind of like a
Yeah.
reddish hair quiff kind of thing.
Yeah.
Weird.
And then like
Like a normal squirrel.
I'm going to look her up right now. This
Jack-
will be,
okay.
this will be
Look her
my
up.
live reaction to how hot I think she is.
She is.
Okay.
I think she was very attractive.
make sure you put your safe search on.
I
yeah.
never-
Oh, there
Mo-
will be.
moderate,
there will
yeah.
Especially
be
when I'm searching
smut
Sonic
out there.
characters.
Yeah,
Sally Acorn.
here we
Just
go.
looking at the things that drop down, we get Sally Acorn plush, Sally
Okay.
Acorn IDW, and Sally Acorn's age.
Well, that's,
Luckily, it's not that dodgy.
That's
Let's have a look
not
at that.
as bad as it could have been.
yeah. Thank God this squirrel is of legal age. Otherwise, I
Oh
would
my
be...
god, I see what you mean. Like, because it was a jacket and boots, she looks so much more naked than she needed to. But her character has obviously changed because there's different outfits. So that's obviously the classic one that you know.
Well, that
Yes.
isn't the one from the cartoon, really.
No, because now those comics have been picked up by
No.
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
That's just weird. But this
Well-
has now been picked up by.
Oh, is it that one?
Yes.
that's
Yeah,
it.
there we go.
Yeah. So she's got a kind of chipmunk look about her.
Yes.
But she definitely does have red hair, but then brown fur.
Well, let's be honest. If you were an art director on that show and
Yes.
you were tasked by the executives with channeling that hot squirrel action.
Good God.
There's a butt. I found a
Yeah.
butt. Right, I'll close that now.
So if you have to, justify your paycheck and say, you've got to make a sexy squirrel, where else do you go but the sexiest chipmunks you can think of?
Yeah, true.
The
Chip and
chipmunks.
Dale.
Yeah.
Those chipmunks.
No, they were rats.
Rats in chipmunk costumes.
Common misconception there.
It's now a good time to flag up the fact that next episode is supposed to be our Sonic special.
Right, so yeah. So all of that was in aid of the fact that we're going to see Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie, on its release date of February the 14th, Valentine's
Valentine's
Day.
Day,
we're taking
your wife's birthday.
My wife's birthday.
We're
Yeah.
taking the ladies with us, aren't we?
The whole
Ah,
crew.
Which I think is very
The
good.
whole
of us.
crew, yeah.
I think it's very good of us, and they're very lucky to have us.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It's actually going to be a very intimate affair because no one else will be in the cinema.
Can
be
you
fair-
imagine who else is going to be there?
I just for the record, Ali is well up for this. Okay, so just so you know.
Okay,
That
yeah,
I'm not dragging her
Yeah, no,
kicking
you,
and
you don't
screaming.
need to explain it to me.
Not to you, but maybe to our listeners.
I feel like I've given Liz the impression it's going to be absolute shit, which I think it will be.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I
Yeah.
think it probably. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I mean,
I sort of want it to be.
that's why we're doing a special.
Perversely.
I mean, it kind of writes itself, doesn't it? Like how many? It goes all the way back to like Beethoven.
I don't understand
in the
why
90s.
it has to be set in.
It does go back to
Yeah,
Beethoven
yeah.
in the 90s.
You know,
yeah.
like it's like you have a wacky animal
Yeah.
and you have man.
hijinks.
I was going to say I don't understand why it has to be set on Earth, but I'll come to that in the next episode.
I think
you
yeah,
know
we need
why
to
it has
save
be
a
set
lot
on
of
Earth.
this. Yeah.
People are morons and don't have any imagination
Budget.
and budget.
Yeah.
But both those reasons, yes.
The thing is, though, and no, we're not getting into this. We're not.
We'll do it next time.
We'll do it next
to be
time.
continued.
Could have been an animated movie. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, no,
Could
it's
have just been an animated
no,
movie.
no, but again, it writes
No,
itself.
shush,
Sorry,
John,
no.
shush.
This movie is exactly
We're gonna
what
have-
it had to
We're
be.
going to have
Right,
no
you're right.
content for the next episode.
Okay,
That's
well,
true. Right.
anyway, I think that's good enough. Right, well,
That's a good quarter of an
Thanks
hour.
for listening, everyone.
That's a quarter of an hour on the next episode.
okay. Well, format is king. So as
Yeah,
ever
oh,
on this
yeah.
show, we are each bringing a topic of hate to the table for discussion. And who would like to get us started?
I think you should, John, because you never get to start.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's very kind. I do all the intro.
I
chuff,
know.
So I get my moment.
Again,
in the
well,
sun.
no one cares about that.
We
bit.
should really have a rota, which we've never really done.
I don't want to do it. John can do it. It's fine.
Oh, all right. No.
What,
Well, I
draw a
don't-
road?
Well,
You don't want to do the road tour. You don't want to do.
I don't want to do the
hate.
intro.
Right,
Oh,
okay.
the intro.
Okay.
Oh no, I meant the order of hates. No, the John can do all that shit.
Yeah, John can do all that.
Okay.
Actually, yeah.
I hate explainers.
Oh. Explain to me what you mean,
Well,
John.
I'll tell you why.
Actually, let me.
Let me do it. I'll do it.
I think I should do
Well,
it.
You're not doing a bad job of it, but I'll just take over.
I just feel like you're not quite getting to the core of it.
I hear your point, and I get where you're coming from, but here's what I think.
Here's my 2 cents that no one asked for. Go on then. give us-
Everybody listen to me. No, I hate the fact that seemingly now everything has to be explained. And I don't mean like, oh, there's no mysteries in the world. I mean like the moment any piece of popular culture is produced,
Uh-huh.
some
Oh,
enterprising
I see where you're heading.
scammer, a wad, yeah, will make. There's 15 videos on YouTube going the ending explained.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah.
Just gonna get out there now before I forget. What they're actually doing is describing
Yeah.
That's
the
very
ending.
true. They're
Yes.
just, they're just saying the
I'm
things
with
that are
you. I'm
happening.
on the train.
It drives me. It just drives me mad because how many? Let's use movies. Like, how many movies can you think of? This is a genuine question that have ended with an honest mystery.
As in, you don't know for sure.
yeah,
like-
because even something like
I'm thinking of Inception.
Inception,
Phone booth.
I haven't seen Phone Booth.
I've seen Phone Booth, but I don't remember the mystery at the end.
It turns out it's Kiefer Sutherland. Oh shit!
Oh yeah.
It turns out, yeah, it's the actual murderer is still on the
But when
loose.
you say it turns out,
That means you know.
you worked it out
do-
in the movie.
yeah,
The movie
but
tells you.
it is done in a slightly cumbersome way in the movie.
Well, the fact is,
in that Colin Farrell's barely conscious when it happens.
the fact is, you got that.
Yes, I did.
As in,
yes.
like, you didn't have to work it out. The movie showed you.
Matrix Revolution's a bit weird as an ending. It's
Yeah.
a bit ambiguous.
But I think there are films out there that are what's the word? Like they're not trying to be literal. They have
Yeah.
lots of interpretable
Yeah.
meanings.
when they're more cryptic, I would get the need for these explaining videos. But you're right, they do it for every fucking movie now.
Yeah.
Movies
but,
that don't need it.
But I'm
Yeah.
still trying to think about genuine, like, mysterious movies where something would need explaining.
Well,
C-
okay, Prometheus. You can
Yeah.
explain the whole fucking movie for that.
Well, I think that's a bad example because I don't know.
It's a bad movie.
Yeah, it's a really bad movie, and I don't know if it's. But like Inception, that's got this mad ending where
Yeah.
you're like, oh, did he? Didn't he? It's like this big. Is he dreaming? Is he awake? And it
Yeah.
ends on this. Have you seen Inception?
I have, yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
God
great.
for that.
But it ends on this astonishing cliffhanger, and I remember watching it, going like, that was an amazing movie. Like
Yeah.
genuinely, my heart is pounding. This is incredible. Loved it. It's so good. I've watched it tons of times since, and every time I go back to it, all I have are questions.
Yeah.
Like every time I watch it, it makes less sense. Still a
That is
really
true.
good,
That is
still a
so true.
really good movie.
Tends to be the opposite of most movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a very good movie. But the point of the ending is that it is ambiguous.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
doesn't need explaining. So if someone made a video going, the ending of Inception, explain.
I bet that exists.
Yeah.
Oh, it definitely would, yeah. But yeah, I feel like if you've watched the movie properly, you would know what's going on there or what's
Yeah.
being implied.
Okay, so spoiler alert, because we're now going to talk about that. But I think if someone was to make a video that's explained the ending of Inception, all they'd say is, due to the fact that you don't see the spinning top fall, that means, as we know from earlier in the movie, that he could either be awake or asleep. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
Obviously.
you haven't explained anything.
You've described it.
You've just described it. You've just told us the stuff that we know. Maybe we'd forgotten it if we're idiots. You've just told us again, though. That's all you've done.
Yeah. I know, and it's insane because it's like, is it like the only thing I can make? Is it suggesting that people are stupid? Is it going like
I don't think it is.
I think it's the old clickbait,
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
cash grab.
isn't it?
But
It's
why,
an
would-
attempt.
but why are you clicking on it?
Don't know, because I like the movie.
But if you like the movie, you wouldn't need the ending explained to you.
But then I just want to see more content.
There have
I'm
been
thinking
a-
it through somebody else's eyes now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There've been a couple of times where and I can't give an example of this, but maybe one will come to me, where I've watched a movie that's confusing or weird or strange, and I've gone to the internet to look for
Yeah.
whether or not people interpreted it the same way as I did.
Yeah.
Because if they did, I sort of feel a little bit justified in the fact that, oh, I'm not an idiot, basically. Because sometimes I go to those things and people say all this stuff and I'm like, I did not get any of that. Oh no. Oh no.
Or you come out of the cinema and everyone goes like, hey, wasn't that a great movie? Oh, it was incredible. What did you think of that ending? It was really good. It wasn't good. I had no idea what happened.
It's just an internal monologue.
I'm so confused.
Also, you've seen Star Wars as well.
But that's the thing. Like
The
it's
Star
like
Wars ending.
the ending of Revenge of the Sith explained.
The end of the Rise of Skywalker. I'm going to talk about the film. Rey arrives on Tatooine. You might remember Tatooine from Star Wars: A New Hope
I
and
do.
Star Wars: Return of the Jedi.
I do remember it.
Rey goes back there to bury Luke's lightsaber in his familial home. Then she says her name is Rey Skywalker, which is Luke Skywalker's surname.
What?
Because burial is a popular way of mourning the dead.
You might recognise these lightsabers from earlier in the same movie.
You might be wondering, why doesn't she have a body to bury?
Yeah.
Well, if you cast your mind back to when Jedis die, they
Yeah.
just turn into clothes. That's what happens, by the way.
They turn into clothes, even if they're not wearing any.
Yeah, they turn into a pair of jeans.
They vomit up some clothes and they die.
That's how Jedis
Is that what happened
die.
to Sally Acorn?
Yes. Just a jacket.
Yeah, and this also extends to this is a little bit more niche, but it's also like the explainy kind of thing to video games.
Video games.
Vidges.
I've played a few of those.
So
The talkies.
there are some now, Chris Ray. You don't really appreciate the art that is video games,
Except for
No.
except for Sonic.
Except for Sonic games.
He's gotta go
and not
fast.
all of them.
Yes, certainly not all of them. Jesus.
No one has.
But there are a series of games from a company called From Software.
I see.
And they're Japanese, and they make these very, very, very amazing games, very complex, very
Challenging.
intricate, very mysterious games.
Oh,
So they did the Dark Souls games,
I see.
Bloodborne, and now
Yes.
Sekiro. And they have this very weird and mysterious form of storytelling where they don't tell you a lot of things.
Oh.
It's sort of told in the background.
Yes, yeah, it's like a story's happening, but you're always only getting a bit of it.
You explore the story as you proceed.
Yeah, and you're probably
Somewhat.
going to miss a load of stuff the first time you play it, but when you go back around again, you then go, oh, hang on a minute.
You've kind of got to really look for the story.
Yes.
Yeah, so they don't insult your intelligence. They want to make you work for it. Now, there's one chap in particular. I think he goes by the name of his YouTube name is like
No, it'd be a YouTuber.
Vati Video or something like that.
Sounds great.
Yeah, but
Sounds like a nice man.
he started doing a series of videos called Dark Souls Explained.
Oh, thank God someone's explained Dark Souls.
Thankfully. Now, okay, maybe he was providing a service because these weird, mysterious games, people were like. So he started put out like the occasional video, and he'd go like, the law of the ceaseless discharge boss explained. And everyone goes like, "Oh, that's really cool," and you go, "Oh, that's interesting." Like, "Oh, wow, how deep? I never got that."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then his popularity started rising. So then he goes like, "Well, maybe I should put videos out more frequently." So he puts out like 2 videos a week,
Oh.
and I'm like, "Okay."
Surely you're going to run out of material at some point.
You would
video.
think, wouldn't you? Now he gets like millions of views per video,
Yeah.
making videos explaining someone else's game.
Oh god.
So he's and I watched a couple of his videos originally because I was like, oh, I'm genuinely intrigued by this.
Yeah.
And I remember watching one of his videos and watching it and going like, that was quite interesting. I'm going to move on with my life. And then at the end of his video, he goes like, hey guys, I've just got an announcement to make about these 4 new series which I will be launching on my YouTube channel.
Jesus.
4 series.
Yeah, which are all going to be updating constantly. And he goes like,
That's too many.
and he goes like, it's like my first season is called like Dark Souls Boss Lore, and I'm going to be delving into the bosses in like exceptional detail in like with my microscope of logic, and in my second video it's called like mysteries in Dark Souls, and I'm going to be counting down the top.
Diving in.
Because I'm going to be diving into the top 50 mysteries that you missed when you played Dark Souls.
You don't know what I missed.
I.
You weren't there in my room.
So this guy was producing like 4 video series a month, talking about a finite resource of
Very,
these.
very fine.
Yeah, and then God, he must be praying to every god imaginable. But when he's like, oh my god, I'm actually running out of content.
Make a new game.
Like I've covered like every facet of this game, and then Dark Souls 2 comes out. It's like, oh thank God.
Thank heavens.
But it's like, and the video titles are like the 15 things that every player misses when they first play Dark
But
Souls.
that's just to make you think, oh, what did I miss? I'll click on the video, and then it turns out you've seen them all.
Seen most of them.
So clearly I'm jealous, because clearly that's the
There's
answer.
a gap in the market.
But that's the thing. And he's like, hey, guys, don't forget to subscribe to my Patreon. And I'm like, you are making
Money.
so much money describing someone else's work.
I think that's the core of my issue. It's like,
Yeah.
Dark Souls is a prime example of this because, like you say, it's quite convoluted. The story isn't presented, so potentially there is an answer to some greater mysteries of the story that either the game does have in some deep dark crevice somewhere, or it simply doesn't. And the only person who knows the answer is the maker of the game.
Yes.
So if I've got Dr. Chungus on YouTube here going, hey, here are the answers to all the mysteries, it's like, you don't have any. You're guessing just as much as I am.
Sup, dank fools. It's your boy, Dr. Chungus. Today.
Don't forget to mash the fuck out of that subscribe button.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
You cocks.
Yeah.
Right, let's get into the video. Dark Souls, paving slabs, an analysis.
But yeah, and also, like...
Did you notice that the third paving slab from the right on this level was slightly cracked? I believe that signifies the crack in the relationship between the animators.
What does it mean? Let me tell you. In my upcoming series,
Yeah.
Cracks in Dark Souls.
But that's the thing. It's like the people making these movies and games or books, they are just making them.
Yeah.
They're completely apart from this endless analysis that is going on.
So true.
And so, like, if he finally like sat them down, it's like the classic thing is like Star Wars, and that there's footage of like one of the animators, one of the designers, asking George Lucas when they're making the third movie. He's like, Mr. Lucas, Yoda is hurt in this fight, and we need to know what color his blood is. And George is like, it's green. Like that.
Like you just decided.
Yeah,
then.
there's no mystery to it.
No.
It's literally like no one has ever needed to know before now.
The thing is,
Yeah.
who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Who cares?
What colour Yoda's blood is?
Do you
I
know
don't
what I
know.
mean? Maybe people do.
It affects my.
There'll be someone out there who does.
It
But
affects my fan fiction massively.
Well,
I'm just
indeed,
saying.
do you bleed?
You will.
You will.
So yeah, that is my thing. Maybe it's short and sweet.
No, it makes a lot of sense.
I feel there's a lot of people of limited talent making a living and an earning by endlessly describing other people's work
Yeah.
and pretending they're explaining something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. No, I don't really have anything more
All I
to
was going to
add.
say, one final thing. Is it also like, in the same way that Elon Musk, lunatic that he is, goes like, I don't read books. I consume books. So he talks about buying
eats
audiobooks
them.
and playing them at 2 times the speed. It's like, because who's got the time? Who's got the time?
He's probably got time, hasn't he?
He's
He probably does have the time.
He's
actually,
too
yeah.
busy making vehicles out of Judge Dredd or something and then smashing the glass in them.
And calling that guy who rescued all of his children a paedophile.
Yeah, he's got a lot of shit to do.
Elon
Yeah.
Musk is a PR disaster.
Yeah, sort your shit out, Elon.
He
Jesus
really
Christ.
is. Did you
yeah.
see that PR thing of his truck?
Yeah.
This new truck.
Yeah.
It's meant to have like
kind of.
bulletproof, boulder-proof glass.
And then someone
And then
smashed it.
He did it. He
Yeah.
just got a rock in his hand or a ball or like a steel, massive ball bearing, just chucked it at this glass and it just shattered on stage in front of hundreds of people. And he went, oh, that wasn't supposed to happen.
How'd you fuck that up?
I don't know.
Someone definitely got the sack for that.
I think
Probably
maybe
quite
they
a few
did.
people.
But like what? Like what is happening?
That's like, didn't that happen to Steve Jobs a couple of times? Like he came
Oh,
out
almost definitely.
live on stage and something just wouldn't work
Yeah.
on his.
It's
Must
like,
do.
look at the incredible connectivity of the iPhone 38. Oh, it won't.
It won't connect.
Oh, Ooh, this is awkward. Ooh.
Do you remember how we all laughed when they announced the iPad? Like how quickly the world changed. Because when he was like, only
It's just a phone, but bigger.
It's just a really big phone.
It's just a phone,
but
but
that's
bigger.
the thing. Like when he goes like,
Why do I need a big phone?
he goes, only we had the courage. Only Apple had the courage to say,
Like a really big phone.
let's go bigger. You know, I give you the iPad. And then he steps and like.
Thing is,
and everyone else-
Apple had the courage to go bigger and then go slightly smaller.
With the iPad Mini.
But that's the thing. And then everyone was like, "Oh, the iPad is actually, without a doubt, the greatest technological invention ever." And everyone's like, "This is great.
Yeah.
This gravy train will never end."
I'm really happy with this.
Fast forward 3 years, and everyone's like, "Actually, a big screen is a bit impractical." And my phone is now half the size of an iPad, so that's fine, I guess. And they just quietly did away with iPads. Like, some people still have them, but
I've got an iPad.
yeah, and you use it for drawing and stuff. Yeah, and iPads are cool, but like your phone does everything now anyway.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
iPads are good for other things.
Yes.
Not necessarily browsing, let's say.
I used to just watch videos on my iPad all the time. I would just go around the house and I had a little standee.
Used to walk into things a lot.
Yeah, indeed. You know, and it was like, oh, great. I can watch
That's how I lost my first leg.
My baby legs.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we used to stream Netflix through the iPad onto the screen.
What a world. What a world.
What the giddy heights of like 2014.
Well, I put YouTube on the telly via my phone.
Yeah.
That's always good fun. I love a bit of that.
It's always good fun, isn't it?
It's technology.
Yeah.
Now I just watch videos on my phone.
Yeah.
There we go.
Much.
Losers.
Anyway, I'm sorry. That's my my hate.
That was a big tangent there.
Yeah.
Do you want me to do one?
Go on, then.
Shall I do one?
I've still got this picture of Sally Acorn's ass on my phone.
Oh, I'd get rid of that.
No, wait, no. Send to all. No.
My mother's just texted me. Son, did you draw this? No, Mum, I didn't.
I'm just sending it to you. I thought you'd like
I just thought you'd like it. Why is it animated? What?
Hashtags relating to the remembrance of major historic events.
Oh no.
Okay. Okay.
Let's say you're at war in 1953.
Yeah,
You're not there in the trenches going, "Oh, I hope when I'm remembered, it's via a fucking hashtag."
Probably wouldn't know what a hashtag was.
Well, but it's hashtag lest we forget and a picture of a candle.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what people died for. Fucking hashtags.
Hey, they died for our freedom to use hashtags.
It's just I look at them and I think, well, you could be doing so much more than just typing on your phone hashtag lest we forget.
And
that's your contribution.
Finding a JPEG of a candle on Google Image
Yeah,
Search.
exactly. That's what people do.
A high quality glossy JPEG.
Oh yeah.
I feel like people
ones.
think that a hashtag is enough when it isn't.
Hey, I'm just showing my respect.
But you're not really.
And when I put the hashtag in, the little candle emoji appears
Yeah,
automatically.
exactly. And I might get a retweet.
And Twitter's doing
I'll
their
be
part
seen.
as well.
I'll be seen.
Here's the weird thing,
I
though,
just
'cause,
don't
like-
get why you need to. That needs to be the way to do things. I appreciate we live in the modern world.
Hashtags
But
are for
surely you
searching
could
for
attend
content,
a
though.
service, you could donate money, you could do this, that, and the other. And I'm not saying people don't do that as well, but it just seems people get by supporting these sorts of things just by typing something on Twitter.
It's kind of like when there's a natural disaster and everyone changes their border on their Facebook image to be like,
and that's enough.
it's like, oh, the Paris shooting or something, and it's like now they have a flag, and it's
Yeah.
like, I get that. I don't know. It's tricky because I get that you're trying to be like respectful.
It does seem like a nice thing to
it does.
do.
It does seem, but when you actually drill down, it's like that's nothing.
I know, and I also and it also occurs to me that like some executive at Facebook has to go
big time.
Let's commission.
We need to be part of this.
We need a SOM overlay. We need a black and white photo of the trenches to be like overlaid over your
We need
profile.
to create a
It's
sort of
just-
Snapchat
God.
filter where you're wearing the Champs-Elysees around your head.
Yeah.
That would be such a good way of paying our respects.
I just think people out there who have done it and lived it and everything, I feel like it would be a bit of a fucking insult.
Yeah.
For someone just to go, hashtag lest we forget. Right, move on with my
Yeah,
day.
it's a bit throw away and forget, isn't it? It's a bit like I've done my pathetic little thing.
But everything has to be like boiled down to such a simplified kind of fast lane version of
yeah.
everything. It's like, well, why do the meaningful stuff when I can just say, hashtag lest we forget or hashtag
thoughts and prayers.
yeah.
Thoughts and prayers. Thinking of their families.
Yeah, actually, and
Hate that.
I mentioned this to you the other day. Because Australia is on fire and has been
sure
for a
is.
very long time.
Fully on fire.
Sure
And
is.
everyone is hashtagging pray for Australia.
I was going to bring this one up.
Right, okay, yeah.
And I'll tell you why. That emanates from a footballer who had a heart attack on the pitch a few years ago called Fabrice Muamba. And he was a devout Christian. So the hashtag Pray for Muamba was one of the first hashtags of like that.
Oh.
Pray for.
Okay.
And now everyone does it for fucking everything.
Oh, I see. That's become like a meme.
Because he was a Christian and and his family tweeted, please give us your prayers for Fabrice. And he did survive.
Oh, okay.
And he made a full recovery. But since then, everything that happens anywhere to anyone is hashtag pray for whoever or whatever. And it's like, well, that's not relevant to this.
No.
That's just you phoning it in.
Yeah, and I
Literally.
think in particular with particularly like the prayer ones when it's like kind of pray for Australia. It's
But
like
what does that mean?
I know. I'm like literally like that is the least you can do.
Yeah.
Like that is the almost the dictionary definition of doing the least. It's like don't pray for Australia. Go vote for a party that cares about environmental principles,
or
just
give money
doesn't
to all
mean
of the
anything.
people who are protecting wildlife and moving.
Yeah.
people,
It's an
evacuating,
afterthought.
providing
That's
aid.
what I see it as. It's an afterthought.
It's
Hashtagging these major historical events, like remembering the war, like the Poppy Appeal, things like that.
I think it's a way of appearing as and dare I get too political here, but it's like the poppy particularly is something that I worry is a little bit down this road of appearing like you are remembering something, and that's more important to you than actually remembering. It's like I have a badge on my chest to show that I'm a good person.
Yeah.
And if I've bought that, then that's it. And I know that when you buy a poppy, money goes to good causes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's not potentially the best example in the world. But I do think there's this badge wearing aspect to everything. It's like it's less that they care, and it's more that they want to be seen to care.
Seen to be supporting this.
Well, yeah, it's
whatever
like,
it is.
Yeah, it's a weird one because if you're a public figure and around November, if you appear
And
on
you're not wearing
TV
a
without one, that's a statement.
Yeah.
Like to not have one is a statement. It's like a
But it's unfortunate. It has to be a statement. Could it not just be, "Oh, I just didn't buy one"?
yeah,
But
or
apparently that's not an option.
or it's like I didn't buy one, but I already donate.
Yeah,
to
or it's on
that
my other
cause.
coat. None of these things are good enough because if you appear on the BBC in November and you don't have a poppy on, then you will get lambasted in the press.
Bringing it back to football once again, football clubs tend to wear poppies on the shirts around Remembrance Weekend. Like all
Like
the
some
players,
part of the artwork.
they
or...
screen print them onto the
So they can't help but
shirts.
wear them.
So and then
Yeah.
they auction them off for the British Legion. But there are a couple of Irish footballers who, because of what the poppy represents in Ireland, refuse to wear it.
Right.
And they get hammered.
Yeah,
Because people don't understand why they don't want to wear the poppy.
but it's got to the point specifically now we're really just talking about the poppy where it's not about what you want anymore. You cannot possibly have the opinion, "Oh, I'm not going to buy a poppy." That's just unacceptable. Apparently, you're just basically Adolf Hitler if you don't buy a poppy now.
Here's a tip: just buy a badge.
Yeah, and they
And
last
then you can
forever.
wear it the year after as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's weird it's funny how. Yeah,
But it's paying lip service to these things, and it's just
and particularly
I
on
think that's what
social
it is.
media, particularly on social.
these are huge, huge, huge events that you cannot fathom in your head, and people just go #lest we forget.
Yeah, there
Right,
we go.
that's it.
Yeah.
There we
That's
go.
done. Lovely.
Yeah, it's that sort of drop and forget aspect of it, isn't it? That's annoying.
I don't think you can boil things like that down to just something like that. And
No.
whenever I see anyone just tweet that, I think, oh, fuck
And
off.
it's tough, isn't it? Because I'm sure, as with a lot of these things, they often start with a good intention.
Oh, I think they all do. Yeah, definitely.
but
I don't dispute that.
no,
it's just,
no,
it's
but
just the
but it's the thing I can't. I guess it's just the way like my cynical brain works. But like every time you see like, oh, there's a custom hashtag, or like, oh, it's like Eurovision comes around.
yes.
So Eurovision comes around. Who's excited?
Hey!
When is it?
April.
Oh my god, it's soon.
Only
Is
2
it?
months away.
Oh man, that's gonna be great. Wait,
Eurovision,
wait. I
Eurovision.
don't want to get too political, but are we in it?
We're always in it.
But
We
even
can
That's a
never
good
go
question.
out of
Even
Eurovision because
after-
we put so much money into it.
but even after
Taking the piss
the
out
whole
of the rest of
the
Europe.
whole thing,
The incident.
the incident.
The
Yeah.
3-year-long incident.
Yeah. Yeah,
God,
we'll be in it.
God, I hope you're right.
Right.
We're
Well,
one of like 3 countries that can never not be in the final of it because we put so much money
I think
in.
I think that'll be on the chopping block.
They'll find
next.
a way to get around that.
Like, you imagine, like,
Well,
we just left
everyone's
the
talking
EU.
about the license fee at the moment.
Yeah.
Anyway, we won't get into that.
well, the thing is, like, when Eurovision
This has
comes
been a
around,
focused episode,
it
hasn't
has, hasn't it? Yeah, it's weird. Let's go back to Sonic. Sonic was great. Yeah.
Fewer laughs.
Looking back, that was when the magic died.
Yeah.
But no, like
More serious, fewer laughs.
when Eurovision comes around, it's like, oh, they've got a custom hashtag. Like,
Sure.
you put the hashtag in and you get like a little symbol. And that's cool because I'm kind of like, okay, so I would imagine the Eurovision committee, with all the money it has talked to Twitter and said,
Hey,
wouldn't it be great? Let's have a little custom hashtag.
I want a custom hashtag,
You know,
please.
World Cup,
Yeah,
all these kind of things. The Olympics, they're going to have a custom hashtag.
they do. Yeah.
Great, happy days. So,
I should say at this point that Eurovision is one of the few nights of the year when you can go on Twitter and have fun.
oh
Yeah.
Twitter,
Maybe the only night.
Yeah, it's maybe it's
just
like
to focus on Eurovision slightly.
just as Lucy and I only pay the license fee so that we can watch Eurovision because we don't watch the BBC at any other point of the year.
Worth it.
It's so worth it. Yeah,
A beautiful thing.
I possibly only use Twitter so that for Eurovision.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. But okay, great. So big event. Gotta have a hashtag. Gotta have a
do it.
custom hashtag. Let's have some GIFs. Let's have
Yay.
custom things. You know, you type in X, you get like a nice little symbol.
Yeah.
The cynical part of my brain goes, I just know that in the greater Twitter corporation, there's a team whose job it is to monitor hashtags and the really big ones to come up with a custom little image or
Sure.
something. So they're like, so
The hashtag team.
I just can't see the cynical business practices. I can't, as in that's all I can see.
Yeah.
Sorry. So when like, oh, it's you know, the anniversary of D-Day or it's Remembrance Day
Yeah.
or something, somebody in a business has to go,
That's the thing.
Well, that's why you get notifications like, "Oh, don't forget to show everyone you're remembering." And then they get it on Facebook now, especially. You get it at the top. Or maybe to tell everyone you're remembering things.
But this is exactly it again, isn't it? It's like it's completely taken out of our hands. There's no personal aspect to you telling a story about how your granddad died and fought or whatever. There's none of that. It's just you remember. You bastard. You remember.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everyone will hate you.
The thing is, when people tweet that, I don't believe they're actually remembering. That's the irony of it. They're just typing something they
Yeah.
think they should.
Because they need to. Because they're told they need.
because surely the whole point of any act of remembrance or any act of charity or any act of celebration is that you're meant to sacrifice some time
Yeah.
Yeah.
to
Hence
do
the
it.
2 minutes of silence. For
Yeah.
example.
Yeah, like, or, you know, if maybe you walk to the cenotaph or something, or you stand outside and go quiet. But if literally all you have to do is press a button and someone's already designed a handy dandy
That's so true.
GIF and an overlay, where's the personal sacrifice?
You just
I
imagine
guess?
the spirits of the men who died during war looking down and going,
Thank you.
Got our hashtag, lads. So it was worth it.
We've made
was
it.
all worth it.
So it was worth it.
Wait, it got a hashtag, so.
Anyway, there you go.
And every time you use that hashtag, you get a 30-second video of
Yeah.
a CGI trooper going, "Thank you."
I salute you.
Generic Trooper 1.
You're the real hero.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Well,
There you go.
What's next on this very serious episode of
we
the
should
show
call,
called
we should call this one just fewer laughs.
The laughs have died.
Yeah.
The Day?
Well, I hate.
Come on, save us. Come on.
I hate posing people for photo shoots.
Okay.
Right, so
Uh-oh.
Oh, finally, so it's something I can relate to.
So I don't-
Something we can laugh at.
I don't know how many photo shoots you guys have directed, but
Roughly naught.
I haven't really either. But I've last couple of days I've been on a photo shoot in deepest darkest Devon.
Oh,
Oh.
well.
It's a corporate photo shoot for work,
It's all right for some.
and we were shooting. We were not as fun as it sounds. Not anywhere near as sexy as it sounds either. Shooting guys. It's a grounds maintenance company. So
Some guys, eh?
Shooting a couple of
Shooting some
guys,
guys.
outdoors
Just a couple of fun-loving guys.
with spades.
hosing each other down with
Yeah.
spades.
Were they wearing high vis?
Hosing each other down with spades. Yeah, a bit high vis.
Oh, I love a bit
leaf
of high vis.
blowers, strimmers, all of that stuff.
Flapping in the breeze.
Yeah, God. And I had these two lovely chaps, two salt of the earth types.
Yeah.
We got Andy. We
Were
got
they-
Andy. We got Matt.
Were they worksmen?
They were very much worksmen. They were not models.
I was going to say.
They were two
models?
employees
Yeah.
of the company that we were shooting for.
Okay.
That was our offering for models.
Are
for
those
this.
their real names?
That is their real
You
names.
haven't protected their identities.
Well, I haven't said their last names, and I haven't said the company, so I feel like I've done my bit.
I think we'll get by.
I think we can work it out.
If I came up with another name, I just get so
There
confused.
can't be many garden centres in Devon,
Like,
can there?
there's one guy called Sally, one called Acorn. And which one was Acorn again? Oh no. Anyway, so we got Andy, we got Matt. Two of the most average-looking chaps
Salt of
we've
the
ever
earth.
seen.
We
Yeah.
have Diego. Oh no, I gotta protect his identity.
I'm not saying they are chiseled or ripped,
might
cut
be.
chaps. They are these average chaps.
They're like a few pints.
They were great, by the way.
Yeah.
Andy, he was your sort of laddie lad. He powerfully racist towards his Polish workmate, so that was nice.
That was endearing.
Everyone had a laugh there, so that was good. Matt said maybe 3 words over the 2 days, maybe less. It was incredible. He was
great.
He was great.
Yeah.
But the biggest problem I faced with them. So basically, we had our photographer who.
This sounds really awkward already, by the
It's
way.
super
Yeah.
awkward, right? Because they're like salt of the earth tradesmen,
Yeah.
and I'm a creative, right? And so's our photographer.
Yeah, because if a pipe burst in your house and Andy and Matt had come in to fix it, it would be no less awkward.
No,
No.
exactly.
Maybe
except,
more.
Except, though, I could make them a cup of tea then.
Ah.
What can I do now? Except tell them where to stand and say, your face is boring and you need to do more with that face because you look
I
like
feel
you're...
so sorry for Andy and Matt right now.
You look like you're dying.
I always offer workman tea because it means I don't have to talk to them for 5 minutes.
Ah.
You go away to boil the kettle.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're out. They don't understand. We're out, and it's just the 4 of us, right? The corporate overlords who have initiated this
God.
entire thing, who have brought me and photographer and Andy and Matt, people from star-crossed distance. They never meet in a blue moon.
No.
We're now together for 2 days in each other's lives,
It's a regular Montague and Capulet situation.
if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here I am having to tell them where to stand, and it might feel a bit unnatural if you put your foot there. And he's like, we don't strim like that. I'm like, yeah, I know you probably don't strim like that, but I need you to stand like, because otherwise we can't see your face. It's like, yeah, I don't really want my face on camera. Well, you agreed to be a model for a 2-day photo shoot, though. Like, please, God.
Hand models exist.
We needed heads, though.
Oh.
We needed faces.
You need practical use
Yeah.
of the instruments.
And they weren't prepared to pay for models, the client.
Okay.
They said, no, it's fine. We'll use a couple of our lads. And the weirdest, craziest thing is that we'd have to set up a shot. Like, our photographer would be like 100 feet back because he has this massive telephoto lens. So he's really far away
could
from
have
the
saved
subject.
money on the lens, couldn't he, and just gone closer.
So it's like
but that's by the by.
the more intimate the shoot was, the further back our photographer was. So my job was to just run backwards and forwards between the guys, with like 100.
I feel like you've been ad here, to be honest.
He's got to keep his position, apparently, for the shoot. These 2 guys are like 100 meters away. So I'm like, could you stand slightly to the left? No, the left.
Could you not shout?
It's too far. And they've got mowers on and strimmers. They're running because they need to be...
Oh, they're working.
God.
Yeah, because they need to spin in the shot.
But cameras are still.
I know,
Like,
but
you
he wants that blur. He wants that sweet blur. Don't
Can't he
you,
add that in post?
don't you, photographer Phil?
Fix it in post.
They don't want to pay for retouching. It's a nightmare, John. I'm telling you. So we're posing this scene, and then he's like, "I need Andy like 2 feet to the right." I'm like, "Right, I'll just run over then." Hey Andy. Hey Nick. What's up? Hey, doing great.
Great work.
This
Like,
this shoot
this
is
is
looking
terrific.
great. Like I can see a bit of your bicep. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, any tats.
The only thing is, you're stood in completely the wrong place. Could you just stand like 2 feet?
Yeah.
over?
The only
And then-
problem is you're out of shot.
yeah, you're not in the shot at all.
Looking
So I'd
great,
like-
Andy. Wouldn't change a thing. But one point, one small maybe
Outfit.
One note.
Maybe the outfit.
It's maybe like a suggestion. It's not even. It's not a criticism. But maybe you just like move it like 12 meters to the left. Like maybe just get back into fucking.
I'd really
shot.
appreciate it if you could wear even some clothes.
Hey, Andy, face me. Could you just face me? Could it just be that? So I'd be like, could you just move 2 feet to your right?
Yeah.
So first he goes left, obviously.
Okay,
course.
great.
But
Of
then-
course, yeah.
okay, no, the other right. Jokes. Yeah, great.
Oh, yeah,
so he
yeah.
steps back,
Advance that.
steps a little bit.
What a ledge.
So I go up to him and I like point at a spot on the ground, and I was just like, could you be? Like I'm being really diplomatic. I was like, could you be there?
Yeah.
Like exactly there. And he walks and he stops like 2 feet short of it. I'm like, what is happening? I was like, just a bit more? Like there though. Like could it be there instead? And eventually, like, it's a battle. Like, and I'm not saying it's just these guys, because we've done shoots with like other employees from this company.
yeah.
And it's not. It's there's some weird like reluctance when you're telling people where to stand.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do exactly what you say. I'm going to get close to that, but I'm not going to do it exactly.
It's
and then
a
I just
power
basically
back. You know,
maybe it is.
It's a dynamic
Maybe he doesn't.
thing.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't like being.
But then I
told
just
what
have to
do.
go. Yeah, that'll do. Like, it's not what I want, but it's that's fine. One of the shoots, I painted a dot on the road with spray paint.
I was going to say, because you're not telling them like to hit a mark or something.
So I had a can of spray paint for marking lines.
Okay,
and
well, that's
stuff.
very illegal. Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And this wasn't my property either. And I painted a dot on the road because I was like, that's where you need to stand. And he didn't. he never stood there, didn't Matt?
Oh, he's a lad.
I think they were just having you on.
Matt, the dot. Matt. He's nodding.
Yeah,
Matt's nodding.
yeah.
Matt, the dot though. Never happened. Never worked. Not once.
I remember.
Lovely guys though.
I remember.
Great blokes.
I remember
Just didn't know where to stand.
as a kid, there was an incident in which we were on some family outing, and I was standing next to, outside a shop. It had like a ton of carpets for some reason, all like rugs, like stacked up.
Okay.
And I was leaning on it.
Oh no.
And I remember,
shit.
I remember my mom going, like, Jonathan, don't lean on that.
Yeah.
And as a kid, I was clearly feeling a little rebellious. I went like, okay, and I stepped like 2 inches to the right, and I wasn't leaning on it, but I was just standing next to it. It was like
It's like, how much can I do?
Yeah.
To still get what I want.
yeah, because as in like, I'm not leaning on it.
Yeah.
I'm doing what you say.
You can't be angry at me.
No, but I'm.
Not touching. Can't get mad.
yeah, can't get
Not
annoyed, don't touch
touching.
it.
You didn't say I couldn't stand next to it. I feel that's Andy's.
That sounds
thing.
like one of the most rebellious things you've ever done.
Yeah. Oh, the thrill. Like, yeah, I felt alive.
Yeah. Yeah, it might be a power play. Or I don't know whether it's that when I'm pointing at a literal spot, they don't want to walk. It's like a personal space thing. They feel like they can't walk to where my hand is, which
No.
is where I need them to go.
They're respecting you.
But then so I thought, yeah.
By ignoring you.
So then I thought, the instant I pull my hand away, they'll then take that extra step and they'll be there. But then they didn't. So,
Okay.
So I just,
Are they still there?
I think they're still there
When
now.
you left.
Out the back of an old
Right.
carpet, right, where we were shooting.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
I honestly, I don't think it's like, if they're listening, which they're not, I don't want to put them on blast because they were really good all day, both days. I think it's a people thing. I think it's either a power thing, or it's a personal bubble thing, or it's just a who's this dickhead telling me where to stand thing.
Is it possible that as a society we have never given models the respect they deserve?
Maybe.
Because is it actually really hard? Like, we're joking about it now, but like,
I'm sure there are some people who tell us it's incredibly hard.
So what I'm saying is, the moment you're suddenly on camera, is it nearly impossible to follow rules? That's what I'm saying, or instructions.
I wonder, yeah.
Maybe it's nerves.
Or I think it could be a bit of nerves. I think there's also that classic thing of like, when you're in a play or something and the director goes, hey, just walk from there to the table, and suddenly you don't know how to walk anymore.
What's the table?
And you just do this weird sort of orangutan sort of like clamber
fall
across.
over.
Yeah, and the director's like, no, just walk, you weirdo. What are you doing? It's like, I think.
I think you wet yourself. On
Yeah,
stage.
and I kept saying all the way through the shoot, I was just like, just act as though you're actually mowing. Like, just act as though you're actually trimming the hedge.
I'm not even here. Yeah.
And they were just like this sort of stiff mannequin version of it, because suddenly now that they have to do the thing they do every day, all day, they suddenly can't do it anymore.
I was an extra in a student film once,
Okay.
and I had to take direction. And what ended
I
up...
can't imagine that going well
No,
at all.
it didn't really. What ended up happening was we had like a pretend fight, which rapidly descended into a proper
real
fight
fight.
between about 10 people, and my face smashed into the higher camera.
Oh, jeez.
And they were like, "Oh, cut! Yeah, we can't use that because his face has gone into the camera." Right, reset. It's hard work. It
Yeah.
is. You got to do it all over again and again and again, and it gets very boring.
There's a lot of standing still for them.
And this was in a nightclub.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, was this when you were at uni?
Yeah,
Ah.
yeah.
Can we see that film? Is it on
Yeah,
YouTube?
where is it? Yeah.
Well, it's possibly somewhere. I wouldn't be able to tell you where.
Pornhub.
Maybe. I was naked,
Now that I recall.
and it wasn't
I
a
was
fight.
Very naked.
What, have we exhausted that avenue of pleasure?
I think so. I mean, I've said everything I wanted to say.
Great. Wow, this is a
Great guys, though.
a great guy.
I cannot stress
Salt
enough.
of the earth.
Salt of the earth
Can't
kind of
say that
chap.
enough.
Great guys, but I hate how much they couldn't take direction.
Well, seeing as we're powering ahead on this very efficient laugh light episode,
Ooh,
my love, I've got a love.
Oh, go on.
Okay,
I'm glad.
my love is unlicensed Frozen branding.
Frozen as in the movie Frozen.
Frozen as in the movie.
Oh.
I will also accept Frozen 2.
Okay, good.
Now, Frozen, Disney,
Yeah, I'm familiar with the first one.
global
For some reason.
phenomenon. Like it was massive.
I don't know why, but yes, it was.
People loved it.
People
I
loved it.
always wonder, in
Okay.
children's films like Frozen, whether they put subliminal messaging in, like, you like
Something.
this film. It's good, isn't it?
You're having fun, aren't you?
Buy our merchandise. Because, yeah, Frozen, I don't... it's fine. It was
they-
all right, but
they
it was
cal-
like a proper...
I know, it blew up.
They
Like,
calculate the exact moment at which the average parent will fall asleep in the movie. And then when that happens, there's actually a brief moment where the CEO of Disney just walks on the screen and goes, hey,
Yeah.
hey, it's pretty
enjoying this?
Yeah.
Bunsen burner. Nice little burner. I saw it. Honest Trailers describe Frozen as the feature-length music video for Let It Go,
yes.
which is sort of what it is.
I mean, like, you get to that song
yeah.
and you're like,
Oh, that's the point.
oh, okay. Like,
Yeah.
I get it.
I
Like,
appreciate
yeah.
the goodness of the song.
It's a good song.
Yeah, it is a good song, yeah.
Sorry, I
Okay,
went off
so
there on one
no. This is scene setting. This is all good. Okay,
Right.
so Frozen, global phenomenon. You've got backpacks, lunch
I
boxes.
thought that was a character. You got backpacks. Everyone loves backpacks. He's there.
on the backpack.
you've got Snowy Bill. He's also there with backpacks. They're going up the hill.
You know, you got all the characters are here.
You've got Jacob Frost, Jack's twin brother.
Jacob Frost, backpacks, Snowy Jim. You know, hammock.
Greg Hale. They're all there. I gotta say, backpacks though. He is my favourite
Backpacks.
character.
Backpacks is a good
Oh, his
character.
song! Oh my god, yeah, it's heartwarming.
Pocket filling.
So, Frozen.
So Frozen, right? Yeah.
They've got backpacks.
It's amazing, bro. How does it get any better? You know. So then Frozen 2 comes along.
Shit.
Have you seen
great.
Frozen 2?
No.
No, I haven't. No.
It's
don't
back.
care.
No, I don't.
It's back. It's bigger. It's too Frozen. Too
colder.
furious.
Too Frozen, too furious.
It's everywhere. Now, So, okay, Frozen, big, right? Now,
It is big.
imagine you're running a community centre, maybe in the West Midlands,
Okay.
and it's like,
I can imagine this.
and you go like, okay, we're having a Christmas jamboree, and you have to commission a banner
Yep.
to go by the roadside,
Mm.
and
Oh,
it's
God.
and it's gonna say a Frozen celebration. And there's gonna be like a JPEG of a snowman clip art.
But it's not Olaf.
It's not Olaf. No.
Legally distinct snowman.
He has 3 carrots in his head. 2 of the carrots are eyes. 1 of the carrot is a beak.
It's like, come see Laugh the Iceman.
But that is a thing. Like
Yeah.
on Facebook, you always see bowling alleys going, "Come meet the Ice Princess."
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
Elsa from Frozen, but we can't say it.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
Can we meet the legally distinct ice princess?
and it's everywhere. It's like every shitty outdoor adventure park, every like community centre, every wildlife park will have like a Frozen celebration. A Frozen Christmas party, you know, it's like,
A frozen food aisle.
and they'll always have imagery which is adjacent to
Yeah.
but not lawsuit inducing Frozen.
Yeah.
Like it's like
It's like they've distilled just enough what they need to take from these classic, well-designed, iconic characters. It's like, what don't we need? Let's
don't need a reindeer.
Let's
Don't
need
need
a reindeer.
a reindeer.
Chuck him out.
Don't need Josh Gad.
We don't need that Eskimo man who joins them that no one cares about. He's a fixer-upper. We don't need him. Get him
He's
out.
gone.
We got the two sisters. Brilliant. Snowman. Could be any snowman. They'll know. Let's chuck a snowman in. Clip art snowman. Who cares?
You can buy an Olaf fancy dress costume, and as long as he never speaks, we're fine.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
It's like,
What's the cut-off for that, though? There must be some legalities where there's an official cut-off point.
It's what I'm thinking. It's like, hey, kids, come meet the cold Duchess and their friend.
Come meet the Sultan of Sleet.
And then there's two ladies like wearing like a blue dress and a purple dress,
and you've done
and
it.
they're not the dresses from the movie. I can't stress that enough.
Just block colour blue and purple.
Oh, and who's that? Who's this Chucklemeister coming over the hill? Why, it's Coldy, the mush man.
At which point all the children are like, Mum, I don't remember Coldy the mush
No,
man.
you know him, don't you, dear? Don't go on Coldy the mush man.
I don't want to hug him. He smells weird.
I think it's the kids that go, Mummy, it's out. No, it's not.
You shut up, boy.
Shut your mouth.
If you say those words,
Yeah, we'll have to pay $5,000.
that'll bankrupt the community centre.
Is that what you want?
Is it?
Is that what you want?
Where will you go to Scouts in the evening, huh? Where will you go if Disney comes and crushes the aircraft hangar you used to play?
Now, Disney are notoriously very easygoing about copyright infringement.
sure.
Like,
classically.
they just don't really mind.
They love it.
They're just
But to them, it's just a compliment.
I know. They take it so well,
Yeah.
and
Heroes.
yet, there are so many community centres who have gone. This is such an opportunity, and also we are walking on such a knife edge of what we can and can't say.
Hey, they're walking on thin ice, I believe. Sorry.
I can't believe there aren't Disney lawyers just patrolling like suburban villages.
Yeah, they just cleaned the
Here's
fuck
another
up, though,
opportunity.
And I
Oh,
love.
there's a banner.
Here's the thing: I admire the sheer balls to the wall brinkmanship of
Yeah.
it, where they're like, nobody's copyrighted the word frozen. It's only like frozen is in the English dictionary.
You know what? This is exactly like you leaning on the carpets. It's exactly the
Exactly
same thing, but on a
Yeah.
corporate level. It's like, how much can I get away with before Mum has a go at me? And Mum is Disney, and the carpets is Frozen.
Well, I'm not touching it. I'm not touching the
Not
brand.
touching
I
it.
haven't used the word Elsa.
I'm
so-
right next to it. You know.
You're very close, though. I would have said Elsa. Olaf didn't speak. And Backpacks is in it.
Backpacks.
It's just Elsie the cold lady. It's fine.
Olaf didn't open his carrot beak, so you can't get angry at me.
It's carrot beak.
Oh God.
God love it. But
Sure.
I wish I could live like that. I can't.
Yeah.
Like to fly that close to the sun. It's just too much.
Oh, we'd melt, wouldn't we?
So yeah, God bless him.
Everyone.
Doing the Lord's work. That's me.
I've got a love.
Yeah, please.
Go on.
Harry Hill's TV burp.
Oh,
What a show that was. Oh my God.
good Lord.
Is it still being made?
No.
What?
The funny thing
Oh,
about
right,
it is
okay.
I've watched some on YouTube recently. And it was a very nice tea time Saturday show, Harry Hill's TV
Well,
burp.
indeed.
Looking back at the week's television with a humorous slant.
Indeed.
An irreverent take.
If
There we
you
are,
will.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very funny if you watch it.
Oh, yeah, it
it was funny at the time. It's funny now, but you couldn't make it now.
No.
It's very insulting to some people. Some communities would take great offence. Which isn't that amazing that 10 years ago, a nice tea time show, now you couldn't make it because it'd be too offensive.
I have a standout memory of Harry Hill's TV. I never watched a lot of it, but I remember he played a clip which he'd taken from The Bill. And it was a shot of two police officers walking down a pavement. But what he'd noticed about it was that their shadows cast onto a nearby sort of brick wall looked exactly like an elephant. And he just zoomed in on that. It's like, oh, yeah, shadow elephant made an appearance in tonight's episode of The Bill. I was just like, this is genius. How do you catch a little thing like that?
Can you give some context for the benefit of anyone listening who's
Sure,
never
I'd
seen
love
this?
to. So Harry Hill is a comedian.
from
from
the
the UK.
Slow down.
Woo!
He
Einstein.
notoriously wears a very big collared shirt.
That's his thing.
That's his thing, and badges. So he would just sit at a desk and talk about the week's television, so like the soaps, the garbage you get on television.
Showing clips.
And just showing clips and talking about it in a humorous way and pointing out humorous things like an elephant shadow that
funny.
maybe you wouldn't notice. I suppose now with Twitter you probably would, and maybe that's another reason it's not been made.
Yeah.
Because things like that get pointed out on social media now, but
They do.
he did it all before social media was a thing.
Him and his team, I'm
Him
sure.
and his team.
I'm sure there was a
Because
team.
you personally, Chris Ray, received a bit of viral fame
On The Apprentice.
On The Apprentice,
I sure did.
Yes.
For a tweet.
For a tweet, yeah. I did a tweet because we were watching The Apprentice. Actually, Liz noticed it,
Oh.
but I claim credit for it.
Ha.
So, you know, The Apprentice, sometimes you get an angle, you look over the shoulder of the receptionist.
Yes.
And the candidates are still sitting on the sofa in the foyer. She had a spreadsheet open, but it was actually a JPEG. And you could see really clearly it was a JPEG.
Really?
It was Windows Photo Viewer. You could see it
so
in
you
the
could see, like, the X
taskbar.
in the
Yeah.
corner and everything. Oh my
So
god.
I did like a zoom in 3 photos of the screen going,
Fantastic.
good to see the receptionist JPEG of an Excel file coming along nicely. And it got like 3,000 retweets or something stupid
Oh my
like that.
god, that's amazing.
So it was stuff like that. With
Yeah, it's
on
catching
Harry Hill.
things like
He
that.
would pick things up like that
He
very,
would, yeah.
very easily, and it'd be very funny. But it's just good. It's just you watch it back, and and it's just stupid stuff. Like there's a gate. You might remember this. I remember we talked about it at the time. There's a driveway, and then because the driveway is completely clear, it doesn't have any gates, so you could just walk through the driveway, or there's a gate within the same
Like-
within
I
the same
see,
structure.
Like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
freestanding gate.
Just completely.
And
So the guy on the telly's walking towards the gate, and the Carrie Hill's commentating over the footage, going, "Just walk round it, Joe. Just walk round it, Joe." And then he unlocks the gate, opens it, walks through. Just walk round it, Joe. Just walk round it, Joe. It's just stupid.
And it's very surreal because you used to do stand up and you used to have a TV show.
He does the Junior Bake Off now.
Does he really?
Carrie Hill, yeah. Yeah. It's quite funny on that.
But I remember I think watching it with you, Chris Ray, like many a year ago, and there was this one moment which just broke me because he frequently does like a fight, doesn't
Yeah.
he?
So that the interval.
Yeah.
He would say there'd be some sort of, again, irreverent thing on television where something would be a question like, "Oh, would you rather listen to something like that or see something like that?" And you go, "Well, what's better, eyes or ears? There's only one way to find out. Fight!" But it'd be something different every week.
Yeah, and then like 2 doors would open.
Yeah.
And someone dressed as an ear.
Yeah.
And
big
someone
foam costume.
and someone dressed as an eye would run out, they'd fight, and then it would go to commercial.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what it was. Like it was something versus something. I can't remember what the other one was, but we were just watching it, and one of them was the Pillow Monster versus Scorpy Pat, I think. But
it was like a Pat Butcher dressed as a scorpion.
but the Pillow Monster broke me because out of all the things you expect to see burst out of a door, the Pillow Monster was a human person wearing like I guess like a black onesie.
Right.
So, but then their entire torso from groin to head was nothing but stacked pillows. like they'd hollowed out these pillows, so
Yeah.
you couldn't see anything. They had these black arms and legs and like white Mickey Mouse gloves on the end, and they burst out of his door just like waving their hands. And I couldn't handle it.
You know what's great is that someone was in that costume. That's a
Yeah.
person
Yeah.
who is probably alive now and knows that they were the Pillow Monster.
That's a TV production graduate who was so
Yeah.
happy just to have
Imagine
a
doing
job.
that. What do you do for a living? Oh, I'm the Pillow
I'm
Monster.
the Pillow Monster.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh,
it was
it's,
a very good performance last week.
good TV money in that for you. So that's my love. I'll keep it to that because there's
I
not
love
much
it.
more to say. But check it out on YouTube if you've never seen Harry Hill's TV Burp.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
As a kid, I always remember that I don't think I was allowed to stay up and watch it. But Harry Hill used to have a late night TV show on Channel 4.
Yeah.
I think that's where like his first kind of TV presence was. And I feel like Al Murray got like his start as like a supporting character on Harry Hill.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And every episode ended with the Badger Parade, where like he had all these puppet badgers, and every episode the puppet badgers were trying to put on the Badger Parade.
Sure.
And all the badgers had names like David Beckham Badger or whatever, and yeah, God, I always really liked it. It always seemed like so like exotic and weird.
Yeah.
And of course, like my dad would talk about it, but I wasn't allowed to stay up and watch it. I was like, oh, it seems so cool. I remember watching like a stand-up he did on, I think I was at uni, and I remember like he came back after an interval and he said, "Oh, now play the Weetabix," and he had a xylophone made of Weetabix, and yeah, for some reason that still tickles me.
He is a funny man.
He's a good bloke, Harry Hill. He comes across very well.
He's very smart. He was I think he was like a doctor.
Yeah, I think he is
originally. Yeah.
Ah, there you go.
Should put away that comedy shirt and go heal some people.
Put on a healing shirt.
Get a real job, Harry.
Yeah, Harry.
No, don't change. We love you.
We love you as you are. I've got love.
Please.
Go on, then.
I love selling things on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, hello. Hello.
I'm currently selling something. In fact, hey, listeners.
What are you selling?
Hey,
what are you selling?
Come on down and grab yourself an iMac.
Come on down.
An ancient, horrible iMac. Why don't you buy it? Just buy it.
Ancient iMac.
Just buy
from
it.
ye olden days.
It's a 2011 iMac.
Oh, wow. That is old.
I'm trying to get rid of.
I wasn't even born.
What I love about selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace, and if anyone listening hasn't done it before, the way it works is you just use a tab of Facebook to just post a product up. And you say how much you want to sell it for. And then it's viewable in the marketplace if people search for that thing. But the catch is, if they want it, they then basically send you a message.
Yes.
And that message pops into your main message feed.
Yes.
So suddenly, it's like you got a load of people who want to talk to you because you've got something that they want.
It's just nice to feel wanted.
Exactly.
Really, yeah.
I've been getting probably a message every half hour since
you?
I posted it yesterday.
You haven't sold it yet.
I haven't sold it yet. because it's always, the first question is always, is this still available?
Yeah.
Because you need to make sure someone else doesn't
That's a
claim it.
template, isn't it? You can click
Yeah.
a template.
It is, yeah.
Right, yeah.
And then I have a template response, which is yes or no. So I've been saying yes to a lot of people. And
Leave me alone.
90%,
Stop calling it.
Fuck off.
How do you get this number?
90% of people, you never hear anything more after the yes, which is weird because you'd think they were interested, but they're not. And then usually the rest of the people then have a follow-up question saying, how bad's the fault that you've described? Because there's a fault with it. To which I reply, it's pretty bad.
It is missing the screen.
It's a really big deal. It's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Maybe you should
And then they don't reply.
re-upload it as like expensive desk ornament.
Expensive junk.
What's the fault? Let's be honest. Let's talk it out. What's the fault?
It restarts randomly.
Constantly.
Yeah.
I mean that is fairly significant.
I mean, it could be as often as every half hour, but then sometimes it won't do it for a few days.
That's great.
Who knows when it'll happen?
It's iMac roulette.
It's a real Skinner box.
You could lose everything you're working
Oh,
on.
or maybe
But
nothing.
maybe you won't.
Maybe
So-
you won't.
Maybe you won't.
So there's that.
I mean, I paid just for that adrenaline rush.
I know,
to be
that's the
honest,
thing,
of
right?
saving a document.
Yeah, I wrote like white knuckle ride in the description, but apparently that's not doing anything for my sales.
Didn't Steve Jobs do a presentation and that happened?
Yeah, this is that Mac. That's why.
Yeah,
Actually,
piece
that'd
of
be worth
history. Piece of
billions.
history, yeah.
Yeah. Mac Steve Jobs used to make a public embarrassment of
Yeah.
himself. That'll sell it.
That would, you get the mega bucks for
Get
that.
a cool 250 for that.
I want to say it was you and Ali that turned us on to Facebook Marketplace.
turned you
It's
on.
good.
Just constantly.
I sold my
Yeah.
sofa on there.
We got
Now I
rid of
don't have
our-
a sofa.
I wish I had a
Yeah,
sofa.
I was
Sat on the floor.
God, I miss my sofa.
We got rid of 2 greenhouses, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we sold those for free. We just said free if you pick it up and take it
It
apart
is.
yourself.
I want to. Every time I do it, I feel like this is illegal, right? Like this feels illegal.
It's weird because Facebook just passes off the whole transaction into your messages.
Yeah.
So all you're doing is posting something, and then the instant any more business occurs, it all takes place in your messages. So it's like, where do you live? Because you don't say exactly where you live, you just say the area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're giving people addresses, and then they're showing up at your house with cash.
Yeah.
And then
And I
fucking
always
off with
feel
your
slightly
stuff.
uneasy giving someone my address.
I know. It's like
Yeah.
this,
Ever so slightly.
it's like this weird game of one-upmanship where they're like, "Hey, I'm really interested in this product. What area are you in?" And you go like, "Oh, I'm in Northeast Cheltenham.
Yeah.
I'd love to tell you more about this product.
But
I'm
only
selling.
if you show
more
interest.
But in my head, they're saying, I'll be there at 7:30. At 7:30, I'm having a fight. In my head, I'm going to have a fight with someone who's trying to break into my house.
This is the time.
It's like you open the door and you got a knife duct taped
I'm
to
just-
the back of it, just in case.
I'm mentally ready
Yeah.
Yeah.
to
I know.
go.
It's like I've recently sold, and it is a very weird relationship because I recently sold a bike, and that took several people, lot of
Back and forth.
and then eventually, a guy and his mom came and collected it, and they seemed very happy with it, and they gave me cash in hand and walks away with it.
And you're like, I need to declare this on my tax
And you do,
return.
Yeah,
and you
I
do.
need to tell the government.
I need to call the Queen.
I know, and you do feel
need
a
to call the
little,
Queen.
and you do. And you feel a little dirty, but it's like great. Going to pocket that.
Yeah,
I think you're like,
that's mine.
You're like, have I committed a crime? I don't know. And then
Delicious
greenhouses,
crime.
because like we had a greenhouse we wanted to get rid of,
Yeah.
and I think you very wisely said you can put it up and say free if you're willing to come and disassemble it. And I'm like, no mug's gonna do that.
We had people fighting each other
Yeah.
like in the street with sheets of glass to get hold of our greenhouses. It's like we sold, I say sold in inverted commas, in an evening. I think I posted it. It's
Yeah.
mad how much people want greenhouses.
I know. And when the guy did turn up to collect the greenhouse from us, I was like, he was like, hey, I'm here to collect the greenhouse. I'm like, cool. And I know he's not giving us any money.
Yeah.
And he
It's
knows
like, how
that.
does this go down
And I'm
then?
like, so it's round the back. And he goes, okay, cool. And he just goes out. And then
he
I'm
just
like,
goes through your house.
yeah,
like,
well, we just walked him around the back. And
Oh,
then I was
okay,
like,
okay.
we'll just leave you to it then, I guess. It's like, okay.
yeah.
And I'm like, there's a guy in the garden taking our greenhouse apart. It's like, do we offer him a cup of tea?
Yeah, do you want
it's
a cup of
like,
tea? Like-
it's like, no, I'm not paying him. Like, we're
You
not
don't-
paying
yeah, you
him.
don't
He's
wanna
not
do
paying
that.
us.
He should
So,
bring his own tea.
yeah.
Yeah. Brought a thermos.
Yeah.
He did a, he
Full
did
of
a,
hot
Sensible,
vinegar.
you bring a thermos if you're taking a greenhouse
Hey,
down.
and he did a
Everybody
fine-
knows that.
yeah. Oh, actually, come to think of it, when we moved out of our shared house, we got rid of a mattress.
Oh.
Yeah. And that felt kind of grimy.
Well, the
When-
mattress was quite
When
grimy.
we left my former house, we gave the bed to the Heinum players.
Really?
Yeah. So they wanted they put an advertisement up saying, "Oh, we need people to donate beds for our next production." It's a theatre group, by the way, the Heinum players.
I assumed it was. Not football players.
No, not football. As far as I know, I don't know why they'd need a bed.
Well, everyone needs a rest.
Yeah, it's for the bench. It's for the substitutes bench.
Or someone like, breaks their ankle, and then
Yeah.
4 people run out carrying a bed.
Almost a bed.
So
it's
heavy.
mahogany.
Just a needlessly heavy stretcher.
Oh, it's so luxurious.
Oh God, these quilts.
So I thought, oh, that would be nice. So someone from the Heinum players came and just took my bed away. I was like, that's weird. And then my mum said, just in your bed. She like
Great.
texted me months later going,
In the latest.
I'll just in your bed in the new play. Oh, all right. Okay.
Starring role in Macbeth.
Yeah.
All your notches on the bedpost.
Made a fine Caliban.
It is weird, isn't it? Because, it's a perfect display of, supply and demand.
Yeah.
Like, if you... Like, the table we're podcasting on, that came off Facebook Marketplace.
Good
Yeah.
table.
It's ideal.
It's a good
I've bought
table.
plenty of things off of it as
Yeah.
well. And I show up at people's houses, and as I'm walking up to the front door, I'm like, here we go.
Yeah.
Get your nunchucks.
Back to enter the gauntlet.
Yeah.
Ali's in the car, engine running.
Yeah, she's there, foot on the pedal. I knock on the door, this lovely Scottish chap's just like, do you want to buy this thing? And I'm like, yeah, I do.
You
thanks."
go, sure. He goes, you should come in then. I
Oh.
will. And then he pushes the door to get the chain off, and he takes the knife off the back of the door, and you drop like a lead pipe out the back
Clang!
of you.
What was that?
Nothing.
Nothing.
That was my balls dropping.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about the products I'm about to buy.
Great times.
None of us have died yet, though.
Not yet.
No, I've not got in a fight as far as I know yet.
As I
Okay.
can remember.
As far as I can recall,
Yeah.
Your Honour.
And none of the paramedics said that any of the injuries I sustained would hold up in
Said I
court.
might have some short-term memory loss, but apart from that,
Well, I guess the big question is, because we're all about format, which one? Is it love or hate?
well, John, maybe I'm going to surprise you right now
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
because
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to say
Yeah.
yeah. Go on, you can do it. Yeah, pinch it out.
I think love may have won.
Oh,
I think
It's the greatest gift. Yeah, I think love was.
I was going to say love as well.
I think love provided us with more laughs, which is unusual.
Which is rare. Which is rare.
very rare.
Yeah.
And we really needed it.
Yeah, God knows we needed it. Yeah.
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 All right.
Is that,
Great.
the first,
I don't
is that
feel
the
I-
first unanimous vote?
For love, maybe.
Oh, no one's keeping track of this.
Actually, yeah, we've probably all voted hate before, haven't we?
Yeah, it's certainly not love because I don't think I've ever voted.
No,
for love.
you're always very contrarian
You're the
by
curmudgeon.
nature.
But the hates were reasonably serious. I felt.
I know, and that's not like us. That's not what we're about.
No,
No, we screwed up.
But
we got some joy out of it in the end.
Fuck, we screwed it! Shit!
We've ruined the format. Normally the
Oh.
loves aren't very good.
No one's going to listen anymore.
No, certainly not with that volume.
Fuck!
People are going to be jumping on the bus listening
Hey,
to that.
hey, future John, enjoy.
Yeah.
When you're editing this,
Gain high.
that's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Well, so
Back for the Sonic special.
which will be recorded live in an empty cinema.
We know it'll be empty. There's no worries about that.
I mean,
yeah.
it's gonna be magical, right?
I mean, either way, we win.
I think it's going to be a magical evening of sorts.
We're going to have fun. If it's a good movie, then we'll have a
It
good time.
might. I mean, it might be good.
Worst case scenario is that it's just average. That would be really disappointing.
I think it's just gonna be weird and like a little unsettling.
Yeah.
I feel you're gonna be watching it going like, why?
We're pinning a lot on this for a whole special episode. So I hope we've got a lot to talk
I
about.
feel like when we watched the Power Rangers movie, that was an average movie. We had enough
Yeah.
that we could take the piss out of.
That's true.
Yes,
We could have talked for a whole episode about the Power Rangers movie.
I
Probably.
feel.
Because the Krispy Kreme references in particular.
They were delightful.
I do feel that this Sonic movie is going to be cut from almost the exact same mold as Power Rangers.
Yeah, I think so.
As in the post-credit scene will be Knuckles.
You're leaning on Knuckles, are you?
I'm leaning on
I
Knuckles.
don't think it. I think,
Don't lean on Knuckles. He's
I think
spiky.
You can't hang a sequel on Tails. you,
I
good
think you
God,
can.
man, think about what you're saying.
Okay, but the only
It's-
reason that would be true is if we see Tails at the beginning. Because if we don't see Tails
You
at
will
all,
see Tails in the final scene when Sonic gets back to Mobius with now Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik
Yep.
in Mobius chasing him. You will
But
see.
we've already seen that shot of him
We've seen him in a mushroomy place.
as with his actual looking like Robotnik from the video games.
Goggles and big glasses.
Yeah.
yeah,
big
you,
mustache.
yeah, that's my point. You will. That's how the movie will end.
But that's the they've given it away.
That's not the post-credit scene. No, that's how it ends. And the post-credit scene is, I'm putting together a team, and then Knuckles will.
Samuel L.
Samuel L.
Jackson.
Jackson's there, yeah.
I am Sonic.
That's how it ends.
Yeah. Well, I think it'll be interesting. I think we'll find enough content.
I think we all need to, ahead of the next episode, we all need to put our predictions down on the table. Right?
Okay.
So your prediction is Knuckles is going to appear in there.
Knuckles will not appear in the main body of the movie.
Okay.
He will, however, appear in the post-credit scene.
Okay,
Or he'll be alluded to in the post-credit scene because they won't have cast him.
sure.
yet.
And they won't have made the character model yet.
No,
either,
no, God
so,
knows they're not paying for that.
So maybe there'll be a shadow or a silhouette or something.
Yes.
Yeah,
You'll
they won't
see. You'll
talk.
see a glove with spikes being pulled on.
Sure, yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So you got one.
Well, here's an interesting comment. If you like things like this,
I don't know if I do.
I've never heard Knuckles talk.
Well, he has talked.
In various.
It's usually a low
Yeah,
voice.
but I've never seen any of those cartoons.
He's-
So I don't know. I don't have a frame of reference.
He's
for his
gruff
voice.
because he was never in
gruff,
the
yeah.
classic cartoons as a kid, was he?
No, the last one of that Sonic Underground, and I think it may have been cancelled after this, was Knuckles' eyes emanating from a cave.
We're getting deep into it again.
Really?
Yeah,
back
that is
up.
the last episode of that I remember seeing, and I'm pretty sure that was the last ever episode.
Sonic Underground was what was a
Oh,
French
Jesus
one where he
Christ.
played a musical instrument.
Yeah, Sonic was
Knuckles
French.
did.
No, wait. What
And
are you
I'm
talking
thinking of the
about?
one with Sally Acorn.
Oh.
She was fit,
Oh.
though.
No, Sonic Underground
was-
was.
She was a good-looking squirrel.
Sonic Underground. He had Sonic had a brother called Manic
Oh, for fuck's
and
No,
a
he's
sister
called
called
Donic, I think.
sister called Sonia.
Sonia and Sonic.
Thing is, right.
Sonia and Sonic. No, wait.
What his
What?
brother was called,
We're done.
Manic.
but that's still more imaginative than what you
Hey,
did.
hey, future
Oh,
John,
well,
fade this out. Just
well,
fade this out.
that just hurts. Like,
Good, it was supposed to.
For the record, my prediction is that for some really, really bad story convention, Jim Carrey will end up fat. So there'll be some weird machine that feeds back at the end of the film.
The refattenizer.
And he just goes boom at the end, and he's fat.
Launch
at the
the
very end.
refattenizer.
He will be an egg-shaped man at the end of the movie.
God, what a gift! I mean, I was already had a bit of a semi with thought of all these hedgehogs, and now a big.
Now your inflation scratch.
Now a big
itched.
inflation.
Well, if we write them all down, we'll do a prep sheet.
Sealed envelope. We'll have to do a sealed envelope.
Oh,
yes.
Yes.
Well, Chris Ray, what's your prediction?
Yeah. Do you have a prediction?
I can give you a prediction.
Great.
I predict that. Oh Jesus! Sonic will lose his memory at some point.
Lose his memory.
That's weird.
That's a
But-
weirdly non-fandom thought.
I don't think there'll be that many fan references. To be honest,
you not?
I feel like this is going to be as broad as possible.
Which is because clearly there's no tails.
I think they will pile them in really shitty ways because it'll be a patchwork of crappy references because they'll think that that's what makes a good movie. That's what honestly I think we'll get loads of them.
Sonic will do his foot tapping at some point.
That's a good one.
Stuff like that.
That's a bare minimum.
Yeah,
foot tapping.
But I think like having Tails and Knuckles in the background opens the door for sequels, no matter how shit it is.
We will arrange this before next episode, before we see the movie.
Okay.
We will each.
Well, we are watching the movie together, so
but I'm saying we will write down our predictions.
Okay, more than one prediction. Each.
As in any predictions you have,
Okay,
we
cool,
will
cool,
write
cool.
them down.
I'll
You
think
can bullet
about
point
it.
it,
Cool.
and then on the air after we've seen the movie, we will compare our predictions.
That's fine.
How it
Ooh,
actually
I've got
went
another
down.
one actually, which I'm saving for
Okay.
that. Okay, brilliant.
Well, in which case, this has been a show called Hey, a very focused show with
Laser focus.
all the laughs and no biting social commentary at all.
No.
All the Sonic, all the time.
Yeah.
This has been delightful. If you've enjoyed the show, please.
And why wouldn't you?
Why would you? Yeah. What's your problem, eh?
Come at me, bro.
If you have enjoyed the show, maybe leave us a review on iTunes. Eh?
Are we on
That'd be
iTunes?
lovely.
You know,
Yes,
or
we
not
are.
iTunes.
You ask
or
that every time.
We talked about it last episode. Apple Music or Apple Sounds, whatever it's called with a Z, whatever it's called now.
Apple Jobs. With
Maybe
a Z.
get it done.
That's a career site, I think.
So maybe you've leave us a review. Maybe tell a friend.
Yeah.
Tell a friend.
Post on your Facebooks and your Twitters and your Instagrams about it.
Yeah, and if you listen on Spotify, maybe give us a little follow. You know,
Yeah.
about
That would be delightful.
viral marketing. Yeah,
Can you follow us on Spotify?
you can follow
Jesus
on
Christ.
Spotify. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
I'll do that then.
Anyway, I've been John.
I've been Steve.
I've been the other guy from the photo shoot. Matt.
Matt. God love Matt. And how are we gonna sign this off?
As we usually do, I think.
Oh yeah, in the classical way. Yeah.
Yeah!
Poison. I'm dying.